Dr. Boyle, but we also got interviewed, translated, and another person interviewed them, and I put up the video links on it. What's going on now is China does not have a CDC test kits for the SARS coronavirus. They've been trying to fudge the numbers because this is spreading much faster than expected. The numbers I have directly now, as of yesterday from China, by Wednesday, this is 2 days ago, is that it infected 160,000 people, and it's increasing in volume on total number of cases by 20% per day. So if you have 200 cases a day, there's 20% more tomorrow. Then you take those 220, there's 20% more the day after. So it's going up exponentially worldwide. It's infected 25 countries now. The ones that they quote on Fox News is like, tiny numbers by comparison to the numbers I have directly from China, directly from the Communist Chinese. The number dead already in China as of 2 days ago was 25,000. Okay, now, yes, there is a regular flu. In fact, the regular flu each year kills about 100,000 people. This year they expect to be a little bit more. It'll be around 112,000 at their current winter flu episode. So millions of people get exposed, and flu is pretty deadly. It can give you...
I have a question. How does it get on that cruise ship? What's going on?
Well, there were sometimes people that had traveled to China or had relatives that traveled there, and the number of cruise ships are closed down. There's one that's a cruise ship that arrived in New Jersey. There's ones in Japan. The one in Japan, they won't even let them get off the ship and go along the coast there.
Right.
So the news
they
is
probably traced where it came from.
Well, their tracing is not very good because they don't have SARS coronavirus alpha genetic test kits. We do at CDC, which is in Atlanta, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're shipping those kits over to the Chinese people. But what they did, yeah, they have to understand this. The story. Going back 30 years, I have actually documents that I reviewed that previous leaders in China thought that they couldn't win a nuclear war with the West because their population is expanding and the Gobi Desert is expanding. So they have to create food supplies from other countries. So China is making big financial deals to take over or to lease land in South America and elsewhere to grow food for the Chinese population. What's happened is that the Gobi Desert is so bad now in places like Beijing and other central Chinese areas, the red dust from the Gobi Desert, as it expands quickly and destroying the farmland, is causing major catastrophe. So that's been going on for some years now. What's happening in China is they decided about 30 years ago that the way to win a war, they put the majority of their money into biological weapons research. So last week, an American scientist was arrested for transferring material from Harvard University to China to this Wuhan district BSL-4 facility. And
what kind of material?
Coronavirus, advanced coronavirus, reference material. And he was actually arrested here in America. And also, two Chinese scientists who took out of the BSL facility in Canada, which is Winnipeg, Manitoba, managed to leave and were traces actually taking coronavirus samples to China a few months ago. Now, what the Chinese have been trying to do is create what's called a race-specific bioweapon. They want to make one that would actually kill non-Chinese people. And I have the actual documents. I reviewed it on air. Now that may or whether we can or cannot do that. It's very hard to make a race-specific organism, to be honest with you, because we share a lot of genes. For example, roughly 40% of the Chinese population have Mongolian genes. I have some Mongolian genes because my great-grandmother's family traveled from Syria, Damascus, Syria to China twice a year. And of course, as time went on, there was some intermarriage with Mongolians, okay? So I have Mongolian blood. So the Chinese so for them to make a race-specific bioweapon, there's a lot of different subpopulations in China. It's not just one heterogeneous. We call them all Chinese, but it's probably a dozen different subgroups, if you want to call them, okay? So that's the first problem. The second problem is this BSL facilities all over the world are leaky. 48 years ago, I trained under Dr. Robert Brown, who was at a BSL facility in America at Rutgers campus, underground, in New Jersey. And he also worked at Bethesda, and they were working on this thing called the T-virus. And the T-virus was a virus that would actually had a central core that could replicate. I have to tell you this, it's important. In your body, it would actually suffocate you. And they didn't have an ability to get an injector, so they combined two viruses, so they had an injector. And one day when he was sick with the flu, the virus got out of containment in the facility, and it locked down automatically and incinerated all of his colleagues and the animals. And he left there and came to Dalhousie to become a bacteriologist at Dalhousie a few years later. So I know how to make bioweapons and I understand it. Now, the knowledge I had when my reference doctor, no, this is important to me. I know you're shaking your head. It's important. On Reserve Admiral Hughes,
I'm shaking my
you have to
head.
listen.
I'm trying to get
No, you
a
have to
word
hear
in.
You
I'm
have
trying to get a
You're not
word
going to get a word in for now. It's important for me to say this.
Oh,
In 1997,
so you
I
want me
was
to go?
no, I want you to listen. Okay, 1997, I was a reference doctor under Reserve Admiral John Hughes for the federal government, for the CDC, FBI, and FEMA for Operation Top Off in Dark Winter. We did we borrowed computer time on the NOAA computer, Olden Boulder. We had a weaponized bioweapon that this is AI on computers, went from Damascus, Syria, went from Cairo, Egypt to Oklahoma City. We also had 2 live simulations, one at the Performing Arts Center and one in downtown Denver where they sprayed out the second floor window. We'd have hazmat officer, military personnel. We'd send to the local hospitals and they have to bow calculate if it was a radiological or biological weapon. In our simulations, we killed everybody. Nobody was saved. Nobody got identified as a problem, whether they're radiologically exposed or exposed to a bioweapon or was isolated. So basically the system is broken, and I don't think the current things I saw in the news this morning on Fox or the President's Commission, what they're doing is actually going to address this properly.
Now I'm going to interrupt you. It's enough to hear in your voice.
No,
I have just something to say.
We'll have something more to say, but
At this point,
I have more to say.
at this point, yeah, well, you've got,
No, I
3
have
hours of a show, but at this point, it'd be kind of nice to hear some solutions.
Well, I'm going to give you solutions.
Yeah,
That's where I'm going next.
Because
Okay?
because you can only listen to so much talking. It's nice to
No,
have
no,
some solutions.
Okay, the reason why I said that is because people need to know that I'm a top expert on this and not a minor person.
What are the solutions?
The solution is real simple. There's 3 things you need to stop. Number 1, you don't want to spread the virus. So you want like our NIOSH masks and our defense wipes will kill. Washing your hands does not kill viruses. It kills the bacterial wall of some pathogens like E. coli. It doesn't kill parasites like Giardia lamblia, we call beaver fever.
So you want to wash your hands, but then use the defense wipes?
Yes, right,
Sure.
on your hands. Number 2, you want, if you're traveling in an aircraft or a public place, you want to be wearing a NIOSH N95 mask. It seals around your face so your airway will not have nanoparticles. Because
Someone called me this week and said, does it protect, oh, it was Hermine from Florida. Does it protect your eyes too? How can it get in your eyes?
yes, if you don't wear an eye shield, it can get in your eyes and your tear ducts.
So you probably have to put something over your eyes anyway.
If you're going in an aircraft, and the reason is, in the
Will
early
you put
19th,
glasses
let me
on
finish,
you?
this is important.
I'm asking a question.
Glasses will do
Just
nothing.
Relax. Can you, with glasses wouldn't work, so you have to
No.
have like goggles?
You have to have
that
goggles.
So you're gonna
Goggles.
go on an aircraft with goggles and, because I remember Pam, our friend Pam,
Right.
Pam and Lynn, just north of Chicago, she flies a lot, and
She has to
she
wear-
would be interested in what
She has to wear, you can buy some simple goggles and it'll seal tight in your face. And you don't want to wash your face just with soap and water, you want to use the defense wipes because they have lauric acid and niacin. It kills all bacteria, all pathogens, and RNA and DNA viral capsids.
Mhm.
A normal soap and water is completely useless, even alcohol sprays or anything. Ozone will kill it.